how is life after varsity?
Challenging, but the undergrad and some of the postgrad stuff, it's like it prepares you for life outside. But yeah, nothing prepares you for life like just doing life after. But varsity helps a lot. The stuff that you go through here does prepare you well for the outside world.
The real world. And how long have you been, or when did you graduate?
I graduated in 2018.
2018. And currently, where are you? Working?
Yes, I'm working and studying part-time. So I work for Standard Bank as a data scientist, and I'm also pursuing my PhD in computer science.
Interesting. And what type of data are you collecting at Standard Bank? How much are we saving?
At Standard Bank, I'm working for the fraud management. So we work on developing logic and rules to counter the fraud.
The fraud?
Yes, fraud. And we do deal with transactional data. I can't talk too much about it.
Yes.
But we do deal with those figures just to pick up on some of the patterns that the fraudsters are exhibiting.
Where are you from?
I'm from Rodapan actually. Yes.
That's good. That's very good.
So yes, I am
from Rodapan. Yes. So we've got Rodapan in the house. And how old are you now, if you may ask?
I'm 28.
28. And so where did you matriculate?
Homeville High School. I matriculated from Homeville High School.
Homeville High School. Homeville High School.
Yes, in 2012.
So I guess you were one of those who had distinctions.
Yes, but they only started from grade 10. So my entire schooling career till grade 9, I was just, enjoying myself, hanging out with the friends and whatnot. But then in grade 10, I remember it was a turning moment. There was a physics test that was coming up, and the teacher pulled me aside and he said, just try and go through the work before you write the test. And I got 100% for the test, and then since then I've just been fluctuating in the top 10. Yeah.
So when did you decide on studying science?
Well, doing well in physics at school, your teachers would kind of push you like, pursue the science. But then there's always a fear and a stigma around science being difficult and for the select few. And especially, like some of my colleagues mentioned previously, us from Kimberley, we don't see ourselves as those people doing science. So just do it,
And I guess you applied at the university.
Yes, I
did. Did you apply specifically for the data science program, or did you apply for something else?
I actually applied for teaching. And then the day of the applications, when the forms are being handed in and filled in, my cousin was with me and he said this would not be challenging enough for me. So I chose the data science, not knowing anything about what it was about. Because at the time as well, most of the world also didn't know what data science was, because it's relatively new.
So when they accepted you, how was that feeling? How did you feel like?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Although you didn't know what are you up to.
I had some friends who were in the first generation, so they told me like what the course entails. And so while they were speaking to me about that, I had some of the textbooks at home, so I was going through them, practicing. I was like, oh, okay, so this could be what I'm looking into. So I got a kind of a picture of what I was getting.
And did you enjoy the course, the program?
Yeah, since day one, it was awesome. Favorite module programming as well, and then it became the math and the machine learning. And then after a while we did artificial intelligence, and then I was just hooked. Since then I was hooked. And I've just been studying it ever since.
So this is going to be like your lifestyle?
Yes, it is.
It's going to be like your life forever. You'll always be in the science field?
Yes. Maybe not always as a practitioner, but maybe as a guider at some point as well, guiding the future generations into it. Because can be a bit daunting. Even just thinking about science, you could get overwhelmed and decide not to tick it on the application form, but go ahead and tick it. You don't know. You could be the next Einstein or the next Isaac Newton.
So there is still that little bit of spark of teaching within you.
Yes,
I would like to guide. Yeah.
I would love to, especially since the stigma about it. And once you get over the first year, it becomes a lot easier. But getting to that point, we actually get past the first, the introduction from grade 12 to university. There's a big knowledge gap. So if you can find ways to teach what you need to for university while also thinking about where the person's coming from, I'd like to see myself in that.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to change with the program?
No.
So it's fine as it is.
Yeah.
So it's well thought of, well.
In my year,
fine.
yes, it was. And then just like the rest of science, it's constantly evolving and changing, adapting with the times. So I wouldn't change anything. Maybe just keep adapting and changing. Don't have one fixed course for 2 years. Like if the syllabus in 2017 and 2018 are the same, I would definitely change that. Maybe something I change.
Because so it needs to evolve. It
Yes.
needs to catch up with this happening. And do you have any siblings at home?
Yes, I do. I have a sister.
Oh, you have a sister.
Younger sister.
Okay, and what is she doing? Sister?
She's studying psychology.
Okay. And your parents?
My dad is retired and my mom works in retail.
Okay. And what type of work was your dad doing?
He was a merchandiser.
Oh, right.
So just traveling between the stores, making sure they have all the merchandise and making sure it's displayed correctly. Yeah.
So, that's where you picked this science from. Because I guess your dad had to make sure that, there are so many, if it's soaps, there are so many soaps in the shelf and all that, so that everybody can get enough.
Yes.
Enough. So that's where your passion starts from.
I wouldn't say so. Looking at the surroundings that I was in, it just seemed like the logical way to get myself out of it.
Yes.
It's by equipping yourself with skills that you know will be valuable in the future.
Just briefly, growing up on the other side and the stigma around Woodapine. Just tell us briefly how it feels like growing up in Woodapine.
It was nice for me because I actually did hang out with my friends, did exactly what they did, but just the difference was when I got home, I actually went to the books instead of watching TV or playing games. Okay, I play games, but the books, I went to the books, consulted the books, what are the books saying, is there stuff I don't know? Yes, and then I would still go back and still hang out with my friends. So kind of like a split personality, but I wouldn't say it was split because I was still myself throughout. So,
I think it was just depending on the environment where you find yourself. Yeah. Also coming from Home Bay High School, because I think it's just one of those schools that's sort of fluctuating. If you look at their pass rate, although recently it seems like now the standards are dropping essentially. Just tell us how was it in your era when you were in Home Bay?
When I was actually in Vernon, it was actually one of the schools to be at. It was so nice. I enjoyed it a lot. We attended science fairs. It was very strict as well. You weren't allowed to come late. If you came past 8, you were locked out of the school. So, the principal at the time was very stringent with these rules and stuff. And I think once they let that go, then the school went down.
Just deteriorating. Do you sometimes go to the school?
I haven't been back since matriculate.
Why not? It's just around the corner.
Yes, but also most of the teachers that I knew back then, most of them left.
Have left, yes.
Because of maybe also the deteriorating.
But I think it would be a good thing just to go and say hi to the new teachers. You'll find some of the old ones still there. No, thank you very much, Vernon, and all the best with your work.
Thank you.
And yeah, we are in the media space, so we'll keep watching. You know, one day we'll see you guys somewhere up there, and we are definitely going to keep this footage and say, no, but you know these people. I've spoken to him. Unfortunately, maybe by then you won't recognize me. But yeah, but I'll recognize you.
I'll send you a bowl for the footage.
All right, thank you very much.